You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we've got two, count them two, it looks like potential bombshell situations going on with Mike Vrabel and Dianna Russini. The story that will not die. This won't die, but I can tell you this. Potentially a lot of NFL owners, general managers, coaches around the league, they may want this thing to die before it's all said and done. We've got two of these things. One of them is unbelievable. This story from the Daily Mail, dude, we find out exactly how Dianna Russini really feels about Mike Vrabel.
I saw that one part right there. Like she's madly in love with Mike Vrabel, which is not shocking, I guess you could say.
Not shocking. And I tried to get to the main story. The main story came from the Daily Mail behind a paywall, but Bro Bible went out there and got it and did an aggregate on it. So you see this headline. All right. She's devastated over this, dude. And she's devastated over the fact that she was in love with this guy.
Well, think of this, man. This relationship has been going on for a minimum of 6 years. So I can only imagine that she's devastated.
Well,
I'm thinking that the only reason why she married her husband is because Mike Vrabel was already married.
Well, think about this. We talked about this the other day. Vrabel was coach of the Titans. She was a beat reporter for the Titans.
Yep.
So, I mean, we all know how that happened, how that started, you know? Oh, late nights, beat reporters hanging around. That's what these beat reporters do, is just hang around the facility all day to get their stories.
Yeah.
So one thing led to another, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, let's check this out before we get to the other bombshell. According to sources, not only is Dianna Russini reeling from the rapid implosion of her career, but also the loss of her relationship with Mike Vrabel, who sources say, quote, she genuinely loved. One of the most difficult consequences for Russini has been the loss of her relationship. Beyond the press box, the emotional toll of the situation is compounded by Russini's reported feelings for the Patriots coach, which have now been complicated by the public fallout. On top of that, her marriage took a serious hit, no kidding.
Yeah, you think?
You think? And she's also dealing with the loss of Mike, who she genuinely loved, the insider stated. That's crazy. Despite the scandalous nature of the affair, both Kevin Goldschmidt and Russini's husband and Jen Vrabel, Mike's wife, do not seem to have immediate plans to file for divorce. But you want to know a side note that I had read out there, that Russini thought Mike was going to leave his wife. Yeah. So that and that leads us sort of over to what's happening right here, because it's now coming out everywhere. Dianna Russini is going to do a tell-all with somebody. A sit-down.
I kind of heard about this.
Yeah.
You know what, Rhodes? I put up a video a few weeks back where an NFL scout said that Dianna Russini was actually sleeping around with multiple coaches. I don't know if that was necessarily true, but it seems like if I'm speculating with you about the read here, this is about to get a whole lot worse for the NFL as a whole.
Okay, so let's just, before we get into this next one, let me ask you a question. Is there any way Vrabel survives this? Because I say no.
I don't know where you're going with this particular story here. So,
I mean, I just, once,
think
about.
It's getting tough. It's getting tough now.
This tell-all is probably going to permanently roast him, is my guess. He's going to be cooked.
Okay. what about Robert Kraft? Because Robert Kraft,
well,
I think he knew something.
Well, that's a problem. And there's also rumors floating around out there. Could Robert Kraft try to offer her a massive sum of money to sign an NDA? Can you imagine if that comes out?
Yeah.
I mean, oh boy. So nearly a month after Page Six published a Russini and Mike Vrabel together in the luxury resort, the scandal became mainstream news. Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio recently said that there are signs Russini eventually will share her version of the events, which could be the next domino to fall. That's crazy. Florio framed Russini's potential public comments as arguably the most significant remaining development in the saga. He believes that depending on what she says and when, her story could create an entirely new set of problems for Vrabel and the Patriots.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Worse than Spygate?
Oh. Yeah, because ultimately, think about this. Ultimately, Belichick did not lose his job over Spygate.
That's true.
I mean, at the end of the day, he did not lose his job. The NFL world had various reactions to Florio's theory. This person said, quote, she's going to take everyone else down with her. And by the way, I went over this Twitter account. This is a person in the media that said this Nikki Gist on X. She's in the media. And she's like, she's going to burn the whole place down.
What does she mean by taking everybody down with her? Is it just the Patriots or more NFL teams?
I get the sense that there's going to end up being more NFL teams involved in this. That's what I think. I think that's where we're headed, is more actual NFL teams getting swept up in this entire thing. Because let's be real, as long as he was married, well, I mean, what would stop Dianna Russini from just having situations with other coaches, other general managers? Look, we're not even breaking it down to the assistant quarterbacks coach, the offensive coordinators, the defensive coordinators, anybody that, and of course, this is her problem for her career, anybody she could get information off of. You know, I mean, that brought in all of her NFL insider, anything she ever put out there is automatically questioned. Yeah. Adam Schefter brought this up yesterday on Pat McAfee's show, talking about the A.J. Brown trade. He was like, the A.J. Brown trade is going to go through with the Patriots, even with everything going on with New England. The reason he said that is because a lot of people believe Russini helped instigate this trade between the Eagles and the Patriots for A.J. Brown. Now, you want to tell me that's not tampering? Shit.
Yeah. So what I'm getting from this is that she's probably going to come out and say that a whole bunch of other teams are up to no good when it comes to, I guess, the operations and probably leaking stuff to the media that shouldn't be leaked, that kind of thing. Not necessarily, somebody sleeping with somebody. That's possible too.
What if she just comes out and if she's asked by whoever, let's say, I suspect this is going to end up being a Dateline, a 2020. This has crossed way over into the mainstream news now. Yeah. We're out of sports. It's over in the, when Page Six is covering it, the New York Post, we're in the mainstream. In fact, sports outlets are kind of cowards in all this. A lot of them are dodging this story.
Yeah, it could be that the credibility of the NFL as a whole is online when it comes to the media. Because let's make no mistake about it, guys. It's kind of like a small club.
Well, and I keep telling everybody, all of these media members and and everybody in the NFL, they're all friends.
Yeah.
You know, they're all partying together. That's how they got their sources. They're hanging out.
It's kind of like the uniparty in politics. We go on TV, act like we don't like each other, but behind closed doors, we up to no good.
Perfect analogy. That is, we're going to go on TV. I hate the media. The media doesn't know what they're talking about. And Jay Glazer and Sean McVay are drinking beers at the pool. Yeah. I mean, that's what's happening here is that's going on all the time. And it shouldn't shock us that one of these females was laying up with some coach. That really isn't all that shocking if you want to know the truth. Yeah. These coaches are around these media members more than they are their families right now. During the season, it's not even close.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Anyway.
Just imagine what's going on like in Major League Baseball and the NBA where you're actually on the road a lot more.
Man, this could pop off a scandal. I mean, it's already popped off a scandal like nobody's ever seen. This could get much crazier and much worse. You know, it really could.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts, Mr. Matrix?
Nope. I think that's going to wrap it up.
All right, guys, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you are still subscribed to this channel. Peace. We're out.
Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.